This is just heart-wrenching. It's tough. It's not good. And I'm thankful that the independent investigation is going to happen. I'm cooperating with it. I welcome it.
Imagine walking into your pastor's office, asking about a writing crop on his desk, and he suddenly says, "Oh yeah, you like that?" before whipping and rubbing your crotch with it. That's exactly what a man alleges happened in 2015 at one of America's biggest megachurches. Now, 10 years later, founding Pastor Brian Tome is suspended, an independent investigation is underway, and the internet is exploding. That is the scandal facing Crossroads Church Pastor Brian Tome. Now, this is the church with 34,000 weekly attendees, famous for man camp and raw masculinity preaching. But right now, it's rocked by allegations from over a decade ago. Crossroads isn't some small church. It's the sixth largest in America. Brian Tome helped found it in the 90s. It's grown massively, especially targeting men with books like 5 Marks of a Man and Intense Retreats. Why does this matter? Because when the leader falls, thousands are affected. But this isn't the first recent scandal at Crossroads. The incident itself. In 2015, during what some reports call a video shoot or office visit, a man sees a riding crop, a gift. He asks what it is. Tome allegedly grabs it, says, "Oh yeah, you like that?" whips the guy's crotch, then rubs it with the crop. Yes, you heard that right. Inappropriate physical humor? That's the church's phrase. But the accuser felt violated enough to report it years later. Was it a prank? Or a moment of misjudged humor? Or something much deeper that the church didn't handle right the first time? The church knew in 2024. They investigated internally, reprimanded Tom privately, said, "Be above reproach," and called it resolved. The man? He says it wasn't fair. Only after another staffer got fired for secretly filming women at a gym did he push again. Now it's third-party time. Suspicious timing? And that reopened everything. So now, Crossroads has brought in a third-party independent investigation. In other words, they're saying, we're not sweeping this one under the rug. On February 27th, members of Crossroads got the email. Their pastor, Brian Tome, was officially suspended. Here's the twist that hits hard. Brian Tome has preached and written about public church discipline. He said making leaders' sins public keeps everyone accountable and reminds us of God's standards. Unquote. Nothing would be lost in telling people the truth. Yet this stayed quiet for years. Is this hypocrisy or just tough love? Most pastors in that situation would vanish into silence. But not Brian Tome. On Sunday, he addressed the church via video message.
Yeah, the board is driving this entire process. There's things that I don't know and I find out about, which is the way it should be. They're doing what great boards do. They're driving this process and doing what is best for the church, which is their thing. And therefore, I applaud this. I'm for it. It's not fun. It's not comfortable. Not something I want to do. But I'm in and I'm going along with it. And Beam asked me to just share a little bit tonight from my perspective, and just so you know how I'm doing. I'm doing fine. And so this is just heart-wrenching. It's tough. It's not good. And I'm thankful that the independent investigation is going to happen. I'm cooperating with it. I welcome it. And we say at staff every day, hey, it's a great day to die. Hey, it's a great day to lay down your pride. It's a great day to lay down your reputation. It's a great day to lay down all this stuff. The most important thing is we get to truth and we honor Jesus and the church in the midst of it. So I'm heartened by the steps that are being taken, and wish it didn't have to go through it, but I think the right things are happening under the direction of the board, and that's me.
That's a strong move, but also a risky one. Because once you open the door to transparency, you can't control what walks through. Crossroads Church isn't your typical quiet Sunday congregation. It's big, 34,000 weekly attendees, spread across Ohio and Kentucky. They're known for Man Camp, a rugged retreat for men where you destroy your spiritual comfort zone and find out what you're made of. They've even gone viral for their Super Bowl-themed preaching competitions. One TikTok hit nearly 1 million views. Tome built the church with an edge, unapologetic, masculine, and often misunderstood. But that same boldness is now being questioned. When does raw authenticity cross the line into something inappropriate? Or as the news spread, the internet split in half. Supporters flooded social media with defenses. He's authentic. He's raw. He's real. One woman wrote, he's true to himself. So what? But others said, wait, a pastor rubbing someone's crotch, even jokingly, isn't a small thing. And yet, most of these defenders admitted they don't actually know the details. So the question becomes, is this loyalty or denial? Here's where it gets even more ironic. A few months ago, Tome himself wrote about church discipline on the Crossroads blog. He said, and I quote, "People may ask, how would you like it if your sin was made known to the whole church? I wouldn't. I fear that. But that fear motivates me not to sin." He even added, "Nothing would be lost in telling people the truth and not leaving room for rumors." So now, the same man who preached about public accountability is living through it. And the world is watching whether the church he built practices what he preached. Churches today love to talk about being real, showing grace, laughing, being yourself. But when does humor become harmful? For Tom, his ministry was all about breaking rules. "It'll be misunderstood," he once wrote, "but tens of thousands will hear about God." Well, he wasn't wrong about being misunderstood. Honey, now the question isn't just whether the incident was funny or not. It's whether megachurch culture itself has blurred the lines between charisma and accountability. Board Chairman Brian Wells told church members, "You won't get all the information right now. Please trust us."
A gentleman who's a member of our community shared an allegation with a Crossroads staff member regarding Brian Tome and an incident that had occurred almost 10 years prior. At that time, Brian kept a writing crop in his office that had been a gift. In November of 2015, the gentleman entered Brian's office, saw the writing crop, and asked, "What is that?" The allegation is that Brian picked up the writing crop, said, "Oh yeah, you like that?" and then whipped him in the crotch and then rubbed the man's crotch with the writing crop. When the staff member informed Brian of the allegation, Brian immediately and very appropriately directed the staff member to contact our board with the clear direction that we should look into it and he should recuse himself from the investigation. A member of our board did so, culminating with a joint meeting between the man, the board member, and Brian. After the meeting, the gentleman communicated that the meeting went very well. And then in a separate meeting, the board officially admonished Brian to be mindful of the weight of his words and his actions and the need to be above reproach. We then considered the issue resolved. Earlier this week, the same gentleman recently contacted us again about the same allegations and sharing frustration with what he feels is a lack of objectivity in the process. Although no new information has been provided at this point, after careful review, discussion, debate, and a lot of prayer, we decided that the best thing to do for this member, for Brian, and for all of us as a church family is to commission an independent investigation to review the situation and interview all the involved parties. I would note that an investigation does not indicate guilt. It's simply an organized search for the truth. Based on Crossroads protocol, in a situation that reaches this stage, the staff member, in this case Brian, is suspended from all church responsibilities until the investigation is concluded. Our prayer is that it can be done quickly, but our commitment is that it will be done right. We'll provide updates for you as we're able.
But for a church built on bold transparency, that's a hard ask. When leaders are suspended, trust isn't automatic. It's earned, update by update, truth by truth. As of now, Tome remains suspended until the investigation ends. No timeline, no details, just waiting. This story isn't just about Brian Tome. It's a mirror for every megachurch that grew faster than its ability to handle internal messes. Crossroads once said it wants people to grow in faith and feel safe. Now, it's learning. Safety isn't just about the congregation. It's also about the culture behind the pulpit. And maybe, just maybe, this pause is what the church needs to decide what kind of leadership it really wants moving forward. So what do you think? Was this just bad humor from a decade ago that doesn't deserve all the noise? Or is Crossroads finally holding itself to the same standard it preaches? Let me know in the comments. Keep it thoughtful. Keep it honest. And if you want more updates on Christian leadership scandals, church accountability, and faith in the real world, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. Because in this story, the truth isn't done talking yet.